So, I kind of have a few things to talk about today. Hi. What do you think? Right? My shirt is right, but the camera's wrong. How are you guys? Oh my gosh. Haven't been here forever. Have not been here forever. I'm not going to look over there. Not going to do it. I had the end of 2021 was shit. And so I basically survived and moved on. I got sick at the end of November, beginning of December, not with COVID, with flu, basically, and it wiped me out. Like, I haven't been that sick in 20 years. I mean, it cleaned my clock. Whew. But I'm fine now. But what that means is that all the November stitching that I did, I didn't get any of it finished. I got finished, but not fully finished with the plans that I had talked about. I did get 2 finishes in December, 2 great big finishes in December. I gave you a sneak peek of that. Mostly because I'm going to change up the way that I am showing stuff. And so it's going to be a little different here in a minute. But this is the first one that I got done in December. Ooh, lights. Woo! This is why I'm changing up what I'm showing. But I got this one, and there's more information coming. And then this one. Woo! See, there's those lights. That's why I'm showing, because I don't want to take the glass out. So kind of at an angle. There we go. Anyways, those are the 2 big finishes. That's all I stitched in December. I don't know. I got to fix the frames on them because they're squishing my French knots. That sounds, excuse me. But anyways, oh my gosh. But anyways, okay. End of December. Whew, 2021's over. I know 2020 sucked for a lot of people, but 2021 was my hell year. I mean, in so many things. I'm almost 50. I'll be 50 in March. And growing old in general doesn't bother me. I don't care. The gray doesn't bother me. I don't have issues with it. But the things your physical body does at 50 for women, y'all know what I'm talking about if you're this age, kicked my ass last year. I mean, I've never been so tired and so unable to sleep. I have never been so hot and cold all within 3 seconds. I just, Then you read, I tried not to read too much about it because I don't want to know how long this lasts, because some are like, oh, a year or 2. Next, some are like, oh, 10 years. No, don't tell me. Don't tell me your horror stories. I can't. I can't. But 2022, I am doing the I'm stubborn thing. I'm just going to ignore it. And I'm going to get my shit done. But as you can tell from the pile, I have a plan for 2022. And I am a wee bit excited about it. I mean, like, I was going to do what I planned for 2022 at the end of December. But honestly, again, I had to let that year go. So, and then I didn't want to do it at the beginning of December or beginning of January because honestly, there was nothing to show because it's almost all new starts. And I don't know. Anyways, so this is my wrap up for January. My plan is at minimum to do 1 video a month that wraps up all of my stitching for that month. I may do more in between, and there will be Fauxbonichi journals, knock on wood, because I didn't journal last year either, which is like, that's like the first year in like 13 years that I just went, nope, I can't do any of it. I'll be on the couch. Call me when the new year gets here. That's pretty much how 2021 treated me. And, but anyways, I've got a plan, and I also didn't want to start out January with, I'm going to do all these things. And then by the end of January, realize, because I'm a relatively new stitcher, I started in February of last year, and realize about 3/4 of the way through the month, I can't stitch fast enough to make these lofty plans work. So I had to kind of like use January as my test dummy month to figure out if I could even halfway do what my big lofty plans are. And so I can. That's why I'm here. Oh geez, what, don't look over there. My wall of wonder is filling up, you guys. See that? Look, I got Kimberly and Lori Holt going on over there. That's the only Christmas decoration I still have up, because I like the lights, but I bought some new lights at Big Lots to go on my photo table, and I should show you guys. Probably don't care about home decor, right? And I've got into doing these tiered tray things, and I'm a little obsessed. I have 3 of them now, and I'm slowly getting them decorated for every day. I'm going kind of farmhouse vibe. I don't know why it's called that, because I grew up farming and been in a lot of farmhouses, and none of them are chic like that, but whatever. Anyways, blacks, grays, whites, checkers, sage greens, lavenders, that kind of stuff. Where was I going with that? Anyways, it's gone. So anyways, I can do what I have planned. And so I'm going to do wrap up videos, and in between I may do some videos. There's been a lot of requests on French knot videos. I'll be honest, probably not going to ever do that. Mostly because there's some fantastic videos on YouTube that do it. And honestly, it's a knot. I pull it up, wrap it around, stick it back through, and walk away. And like I've been trying to tell people when they ask me for advice, my advice is to tie the knot. It's a knot. If you can tie your shoes, you can tie a French knot. And then step back 3 feet. If you still hate it, then you can pull it out. Otherwise, nobody's going to care. Don't focus on a single knot. It's the overall picture. Anyways, that's my French knot rant. Okay, so in this video, we're going to go over my plans. I got a planner. I don't plan in it. I'm actually just kind of documenting in it, and I'm not really sure. I always start these things and I never finish them, but this year I'm kind of determined. But it's more of a record, but you'll get to see that in a minute. I got one.
It's 12 o'clock.
I forgot. It's been a while to turn that off. I have one not planned finish-ish. I will be sharing all of the things that I stitched in November, more close-ups on those ones I stitched in December, and of course all of my plans for what I've been stitching in January. If you follow me on Instagram, Mouse Potato Designs, or Facebook, Mouse Potato Designs, y'all are gonna know exactly what I'm gonna share because I have kept up with those. Instagram is a lot easier for me to keep up. I love photos. Videoing is more tedious. And it takes longer to put together. But I'm kind of an instant gratification person. And so like Instagram is like, take the photo, upload it. Woo! YouTube is like, take the video. Well, first you got to dig all your stuff out and you got to remember what you got. Cause it's like, I didn't even put haul stuff in here mostly because I have no idea what I bought. And I don't know what else is missing in here. I'd have to go back through my Instagram account to figure out what I lost because I don't remember. I'm attention span of a 2-year-old. Oh, I will share. Well, no. Okay. All right. So let's we're going to switch the camera and then I'm hoping that will give you a much better view of what the heck is going on. All right. Because when I hold it up here, you can't see it. And I feel like I'm forced to put a whole bunch of pictures in it so you can see it, which seems silly. And honestly, you probably don't care. Anyways, we're going to do it this way, this video, and see how it goes. If you like it, let me know. If you don't like it, don't tell me. It's okay. All right, let's go get into it. I'll be back. Okay, so as I said in the intro, I'm just going to try to show you this view instead of holding them up. Just trying something different. Okay, I want to show you what I got done in December. Actually, I got done in November. I didn't get much done in December. But All right. Oh, they're fuzzy. I didn't get any of this fully finished, but I just wanted to show you. These are all freebies that I found online. All of this information can be found. I'm not going to link all this because there would just be too much. I'm just going to link the current projects that I'm working on, not the ones that I've done in the past. But if you want the links to any of these free charts, you can either pop over to my Facebook page or my Instagram and click on the photo, and all of the information will be in there for each one of these stitches. What I stitched it on, where I got the chart, the whole ball of wax, all the flosses that I used, everything. So, yeah, these, I don't know, someday I might get a hair to finish them, fully finish them. I had ideas for fully finishing them. When I just got sick and I just didn't finish anything, but I got it stitched. Okay, so the snowman actually goes like this. You can see his little nose, and I really like how that one turned out. And I used a variegated DMC floss for that. And here's a little bird, a winter bird. So there's that one. And I probably have, let's see here. Yeah, they're free charts. So you can find them about anywhere. And again, they'll all of that information will be on my Instagram or my Facebook page. Whoop. I actually got quite a bit done before I got sick, which is the sad part. Okay, this is this fabric is called Stormy Clouds by Zagwerts. I wish I knew how to pronounce that. Zagwerts, something like that. Is the Z silent? I'm not sure. So that's that one. And then the next one I did on 28 count mushroom, and it's just this little tiny snowman guy. Isn't he cute? And that one's going to go on a sleigh. That's my plan for that one, is to go on this little wood sleigh that I have. Okay, next one is on Bramble Ada by Picture This Plus. And it's this one. God, I'm out of practice, you guys. And I think it turned out really pretty. I did little French knots for the berries because that's how I roll. All right, the next one is on Silver Moon Ada by Zagwerts. And this is this one. I just think it turned out so pretty. I love this fabric. Love that fabric. Crochet Go-Go has a new winter city scene out, and I want to do it on a fabric like that. Okay, the last one's going to be 6 in 1 because I wanted to do them all on the same fabric. I don't remember what this fabric is, but it is, oh, Sparkle Gray with metallic. No, that's not true. I don't know what this fabric is. I got it written down somewhere. But anyways, these are going to get cut out, and they're going to be finished on this great big snowflake that I've got. Each one is going to be on a smaller snowflake that's going to be attached to a bigger snowflake. At least that's the plan I have for it. And I know they're kind of hard to see in this light, but I promise you can see them in regular daylight. And I did little pom-poms and little things for his scarf and hat. So there's that one. And then just for fun, I did this little, this is going to be finished in a baking sheet. A baking pan that I have. And like I said, they'll probably get done here in the next couple of months once I get in the groove of what I plan to stitch this year. I think I'm going to have plenty of time to do other things along with what my plan is. So I'm hoping to finish a couple of these a month till Christmas, and then I can show them off at Christmas. And then I have this little heart button I want to put in the center of it. But this is just 14 count Ada. But it's so cute. So cute. Let's see. This one is by the Primitive Hare, and it's called Winter Awakening, I believe. Awakenings. Barnwood Ada. But I love how that one turned out. And all of the sheep is all French knots, and all the little small snow flakes are also French knots. And I think it turned out really, really good. Gotta love the sheep, right? I love how that turned out. And then I don't remember who this chart was by. Like I said, all the information's up above. I know everybody knows everything about everything and shares everything, but I post everything to Instagram. So if there's a link that you're missing, all you have to do is find the picture on my Instagram or my Facebook, whichever one is your preference to use. But as always, just leave me a comment and I will link you also, so you don't have to do the work of looking. So, but I wanted to do this little believe. I think this one's also going on a sleigh, but again, the information is on my Instagram. I tried to use some metallic floss in that one. That stuff is so hard to stitch with. Oh, it's evil. I even tried to do French knots with it. They turned out, but it was really hard to stitch it. But I really like how that one turned out. Oh, and this is 20 count sparkle gray with metallic silver print. So the snowflakes around it are metallic, but I won't even see those when I'm done finishing it. Last one for my Christmas / didn't happen pile is this little Santa and sleigh with the reindeer and that kind of stuff. And this one again is going to go on. I have 3 wooden sleighs, and so this is 18 count, just raw. That stuff you get at like Michael's. Okay, so that was the December little stitching. Hold on, I gotta find a place to put all this. And then I have 2 big pieces that I stitched. That was what I stitched in November, that I was supposed to have fully finished and ready to go to display in December, which didn't happen. And then I did get 2 full finishes in December. So both of these charts will be linked down below. I don't know how to pronounce it's a Russian designer, and I don't know how to pronounce her name, so I'm just going to put it across here. But both of these charts are by her, and I got them on Etsy. I will link these down below if you're interested. And again, all of this information is on Instagram and Facebook also. But this was the first one. It is called the December Advent Calendar. And it's just, sorry, it's big, but this is the way it's going to look. When I finish this part, I will show these standing up so you can see them again. But every time I tried to show them, they've got glass in them, and it just didn't work when I was holding them up and trying it. So this is how we're going to do it. But I got the frame from Hobby Lobby, and then I stitched it with the called for colors. Of course, I added French knots and that kind of stuff. And I actually have to take this frame apart and the other one that I'm going to show you here in a minute. And my husband's going to build a spacer to go in it so that my French knots and stuff are not squished. Because right now they're squished flat. And I want to have a little space in there. But the sheep is almost everything I could put French knots in, I put French knots in. The ornaments on the little trees have French knots. The little foxes, snowflakes, that kind of stuff. And I absolutely adore how this turned out. I did not complete the cross stitch on the frame or the border because I thought it looked really good just striped. And that way it differentiated, kind of stood out a little bit, but not, I don't know how else to explain it, but I like how it turned out. And so that's the December Advent on that one. And I got it fully finished. And the next one definitely won't fit, but I can show you the details better this way. Again, I got the frame from Hobby Lobby, and it's, like I said, it's sideways. This frame, though, I whitewashed a little bit to have it more wintry. And this is the Christmas sampler. And I'm thrilled on how it turned out, too. I'm really proud of myself. I stitched these up in about 3 weeks. And so I got them fully finished before Christmas. So I'm really proud of it. But I put bows in things, and I put, of course, French knots and stuff like that. And I left the angel wings just half stitches because I thought it looked like feathers. And I think it turned out. And it also used to say, hi, you can see me. It also used to say, Merry Christmas at the bottom, and I changed it to Happy Holidays. But there's that one. And like I said, I'll hold it up here at the end, but it will reflect really bad. So, but yeah, that's all I stitched in December, and that's my fully finished, full stitching, blah, 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 whatever you want to call it, projects for December. And that was pretty much the wrap up for the end of 2021. And I have never been so glad to see a year go. It's just, as for 2021 to finish, which is what is going to be essentially 9 charts, but it's actually 20 charts because I'm doing the whole Little Sheep Virtues set, which is 12 charts, but I'm counting it as one project because I'm going to do one a month. But so my husband was so nice, and he built me a whole bunch of scroll frames so that I could have my projects already strung and ready to go. I didn't have to dig them out. He also built me and I'll be putting pictures here. He also built me a floss holder to hold the flosses that I'm working on for these projects so that I'm also not digging through bags and that kind of stuff. And I have to say that I think it was the game changer on me getting so much stitched this month, because I got everything that you're going to see here stitched in under 3 weeks. And so if I can do that every month, I will definitely have all this stuff done. All of this stuff is just going to be framed to be finished. And again, the details and stuff, I will put some of the details down below, but all of the fine details and that kind of stuff is on Facebook and Instagram. Okay, let's go over what I've got planned for 2022. You'll be able to see all the charts and that kind of stuff. But this is the planner-ish that I'm going to use. It's not really a planner. I'm not planning in it. I'm more documenting in it. I got this $5 off of Amazon. It's just a monthly calendar that is spiral bound, or coil bound, I guess, is technically it. And I didn't want to have the date on the front of it, so I just found a journaling card that I liked the saying on, and it kind of matched. And so I covered that up, and then I took some, what was the name? Hold on. I have the whole Simple Stories collection for this simple vintage weathered garden, and I have some big 12 by 12 sheets that I will probably never use in my journal. So I thought I would use some of the supplies in here because I just love this. I'm not usually a green person, but I just loved this collection. So anyways, when you open it, it looks like this. There normally was like contact pages, phone numbers, passwords, stuff like that, all kinds of stuff like that. And I ripped all that stuff out because I didn't need it. And then I covered the front page, 2022 stitching projects and paper, stickers, that kind of stuff. And then you go into the months. The basic month looks like this. This is what it looks like before it's been decorated or filled in or anything like that. And this is what it's going to look like when I have it filled in. I guess it's sort of heavily decorating it, kind of decorating it. Any blank, I don't like blank space. So whatever blank space I have left at the end of the month, I'll probably fill with a sticker or something. But for right now, this gets me through where I'm pretty much done stitching with everything I wanted to stitch in January. What my notes are, basically I took a picture of what it looked like when I finished. And then underneath the picture, I put notes about it. When I started it, what did it, little notes about it. So I did that on all the stitching that I have done so far this month. It does leave me a nice window. If everything stitches like this throughout the year, it leaves me a nice window to take a break, or I can take a break in between stitching, because in a couple of months it's going to be planting season and I will be really, really busy planting seedlings and getting things started for the garden and that kind of stuff. So that extra time will be really, really nice. Plus, I still got my Fobonichi to keep up with, not catch up on for once. Anyways, so I'm just taking pictures of kind of anything. Most of the things that I save or post to Instagram, I'm kind of just dragging into here. I haven't decided what all I'm going to store in this, but mostly right now it's my 9 projects that I hope to get done by the end of the year. Well, 20, I guess, if you count Little Sheep Virtues, but you get the idea. And so that's basically what my plan is. I'm going to try to like track some of my shopping that I did that I get in the month, but there shouldn't be a lot of shopping this year. I did a lot of shopping last year. And this year, since I already have all of what I'm going to stitch pretty much kitted up and flossed up and strung, and it's already started for that matter, there shouldn't be a ton of shopping. I'm always on the hunt for fabric though. So hopefully Picture This Plus comes back out. I'd like some more of their stuff. And I have a few hand-dyed people I'd like to try. So I'm going to collect some fabric. But other than that, that's probably all that my money is going to really be spent on this year. So, because I'm not buying any charts until towards the end of the year, so that I can, if this works, I will repeat this process for next year, and so on and so forth. And yeah, but then most of the charts, Little Sheep Virtues, the mini bouquet, you're kind of getting a brief of what's coming. Sheep in the Meadow, Keep Calm and Stitch, Positive Thinking, and Live Simply Sampler. All of those were 1-day stitch for what I had set out for January. That I stitched them up in a day, some of them just a couple hours. So that'll be nice. And I'm going to try really hard not to jump ahead so that it doesn't burn me out fast. And because I know a lot of people like to stitch every single day, and I do too, but I also like days where I don't feel like I have to. Anyways, so the other ones that I have are really, really large, and so they took me, the sections that I have to do in those took me 3 up to 4 days each. One of them took me a long time because I was fighting with the floss colors, but I think I'm going to be able to do them like an average of 3 days a piece. So I should be able to finish everything monthly like I hope to. But this is kind of the layout that I'm working with. And then I just print out the photos. I'll leave a link down below of how I print my photos. I print them the same way for my journal. And so that's basically what the months will look like. I put over here what my shopping was, and then I will just head on to the next month. And I don't intend on adding any pages. I don't intend to really store like my wish list or anything like that in it. Maybe the wish list if I run across charts that I want, but nothing that I can't, because my plan is at the end of the year is to fold this up and put it away, and it's a memory, and that year is done, and then I'll move on to the next year. So I don't want to put anything in here that I'll be like, where did I put that list of floss that I have or something? So I don't want anything that kind of permanent. But anyways, this did go through June of 2023. I ripped all those pages out. I did leave January. I'll either take notes here or use it for planning, or I wasn't sure how the end of the year would work out. So maybe I'll put all the finishes here. I don't know. Then at the end where there was like a notes section, I covered it with some more of the paper because I didn't like it. I wanted to. And I found these recipe cards from Vicky Booten. they are not recipe cards, library cards in the idea like Lori Holt does for hers. These are obviously not hers, but I had the sheet of paper, 12 by 12 paper, so I figured I would just use it because I'm trying to use up my stash. And what I'm going to do, this is not set in stone. None of this is really glued hardcore down because I'm not positive how this is going to go. But what it is each one of these is for one chart that I'm working on. And I made this into a pocket. And so what I'm going to do is throughout the year, as I stitch, I'm going to write down notes as I come to them of like, you know, did I change something? Did I add something? Whatever it was. What did I use for fabric and that kind of stuff, even though I kind of have it in my tubs over there, but I want to remember to write it down. And then where I started for the year, and then I'll put a photo in here of where it ended for the year also. And any other photos or information or whatever, I might slip the, those little cards that come with, your fabric or something like that. But I have a pocket so I can put anything I want in it. And then in general, I'll just keep notes. At the end of the year, I'll transfer my notes onto more permanent surface, and then I will have it all together. And when at the end of the year, also 90% of my charts are PDFs. I'm going to take a final print out of those, and they will go in the back. And then I'll just keep all of this together. That's my plan. I have tentative finishing for a lot for them. I hope to finish Always Flowers like June, July, Spring in the City. I have it figured out. I could probably finish it in November, but I gave myself till November just in case. Stitching in the Quilt will be done by June. Live Simply should be done around September. Keep Calm and Stitch, August, September. I'm doing the Jeanette Douglas mini bouquet sampler. That one won't be done until December because she won't the last one won't come out until December. I'm hoping to have Positive Thinking done in May. And then I have one more here. Anyways, I'll fill that in. And then I have this page is not set yet because this is two different charts. This is Little Sheep Virtues and Sheep in the Meadow. And I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. If I'm going to do them separately on different cards or if I'm just going to do it all together. But I should have Sheep in the Meadow or Sheep in a Meadow done by September. And I'll have the Little Sheep Virtues done in December because I'm doing one of those a month. And then in the back, I just left the blank note pages in case I wanted to do again that wish list or if I needed more pages for things that I'm going to stitch. I haven't decided if I add any stitching, if I'll do more pages on it or if I'll just add them in. I haven't figured that. I haven't got that far yet. There's this calendar. I will link this down below too. I got it on Amazon. I'll leave the title of it and the link. The link is an affiliate link. You don't have to use it. I don't care. My percentage back on a $5 calendar is not exactly earth-breaking, but anyways, you can just do a search for it. But it had a little pocket in the back, so and then like I said, at the back I'm gonna make something to tuck these in, or I may just do better at printing and print them smaller so they fit and trim the paper. I haven't decided on that either. Putini came out with a free chart. If you guys haven't seen this yet, that's why I'm not freaking out over the thing. And I did stitch that this month. You'll get to see that. And so it depends on how many extra charts that I do on. I may just do like one page and have them like collaged on here or something. Because I doubt that I'll just do these. It's like that Putini one took me a couple hours and I was done. It's so cute. She has such lovely charts. But that's my planner for I can't think, Stitching 2022. And it'll be really fun to see how it all kind of fills out, and what it looks like at the end of the year. If you've been here for a while, I'm a hardcore journaler. And so my books get like 5 inches, 3, 5, 6, 7 inches thick. So it'll be fun to see how smushy and pudgy this one gets. It shouldn't be too bad though. But yeah, I really like, I had to piece it together a little bit. I like how it's going so far, and we will see how it ends up. So that's mine. Are you using a planner of some kind? How do you do yours? I'd love to know what you do, what you store in it, what you keep in it, what you track in it, which one you're using, that kind of stuff. And leave that in the comments down below. All right, let's get on to looking at the pretty stuff. Ready? Get set. I'll be back. So you saw how I'm planning on keeping up. Here's the actual charts that I'm stitching. The only one I have on a small frame is I am doing the country. I should have had this prepared. Sorry, you guys. I have to take the charts off of them. I hook them up with magnets to the thing, and I also have clamps, but I'm blind as a bat once I take my glasses off, but I need to take my glasses off to see to stitch. So I just magnet my chart down. This one is Sheep in the Meadow by Country Cottage Needleworks. And what I did was I divided, see if I can do it. You can kind of see January, February, not that you're going to get the whole chart from here anyways, but January, February, so on and so forth. So I have each section of this chart divided into a month. If I keep up with it, that means I will have this one completely done in September. That's a plan. There's a summer in there, so you know how that goes. But anyways, this is what I got done for this one. I'm using all the called for colors. Some of them I'm just mixing a little bit up to change how they look. I did add a lighter color for the leaves because I mixed the two called for greens to make the grass look a little more mottled. All of these I did the DMC conversion on, except for 2 charts that I'm stitching. But this is pretty much the call for in DMC. I just kind of moved them around a little bit. I added some French knots. You know, so, that's basically where I am on the Sheep in the Meadow. So I think I did this in a day. This is a day's worth of stitching. And so I think I should be able to easily finish that in September, where my goal is. I could just sit down and plow through these, but I get bored and I don't want to rush them. I want to enjoy them. So I'm just going to do a little bit of everything every single month, and that way everything will get finished, but I'll still enjoy stitching it. And I have some bigger ones, so I'm going to need more time on them anyways. So that is Country Cottage Needleworks, Sheep in the Meadow. And I'm so excited. This is going to be with the Little Sheep Virtues. I'm not stitching them as one, obviously. So that's that one. All right, next up would be then the Little Sheep Virtues. So that's this one. Okay. Whoops. Sending things flying here. All right, so the first one that I did was Courage. It has special meaning to me, and so it is the first one that I got done. The only thing that I really changed about this is I did the sheep in French knots. I did add a white to the okra, not okra. I'm thinking of food. Ecru, so that the sheep would pop up a little bit more off of this fabric. I did the border as a purple all the way around so I could get more purple in there because purple is my favorite color. And I think it turned out really, really cute. That border, whoo, that border's a long stitch. I thought the rest of it was really, really fast, but that border took forever. I stitched this also in a day. But that border, that was some serious pedal to the metal on that. And if you guys, any of you guys are stitching any of this stuff, leave me a comment down below. I'd love to have somebody to stitch along with. I know none of these are new charts and stuff like that, but I know a lot of people are still stitching them. So I would love to know if you're stitching them. We could, do it together, and that would be great. But this one is Courage by Little House Needleworks, the Little Sheep Virtues. And I will be doing them all on this one piece of fabric. This is, I don't know what this is. It's fabric. It's Country Vintage by Picture This Plus, and I'm also doing the sheep in the meadow. It's the same fabric, but yeah, I already have them spaced out. Here's my start stitches for all of the next two. I'm going to be doing the love next, so if you're doing these and you're doing love next, that's where I'm headed. And then when I'm done, I will cut these out and they will be all finished together with the sheep in the meadow one. So there is that. I keep going the wrong way for my pile. I swear it takes longer to put all this stuff away than it does to get it out. But that's what all of these are on. Scroll frames. Again, my husband made them for me. You can buy them on Amazon, stuff like that. But he made me these. They are 22 inches wide. My frame is 24 inches. My floor frame is 24 inches wide. And they literally just, all I have to do is I unlock the two clamps, pull out the one I'm working in, set this one in, and I sit down and I'm stitching on the next one. That's how fast they go. And it's been wonderful. He did an amazing job on it. But anyways, Jeanette Douglas has out a stitch along this year, and it's called mini bouquets. They're coming out once a month on the 1st of every month. January's is out. There's also a free border. You can either do them. She when she charts them, this is what the finish looks like. When she charts them, they are charted for like pillows. I believe they were done for something during the pandemic that didn't happen or something. I'm not positive, but she charted them all and had pillows, and they had little words like welcome and stuff like that on it. And I'm going to change the words to quotes that I like. And then, like I said, she'll be releasing one of these the 1st of every month. She is the nicest lady ever. She's just a very nice woman, and she has given me a lot of confidence and probably doesn't even know it. Anyways, January was pineapples, and I didn't use any of her call for flosses. There is a DMC conversion. All of her stuff is charted in Fancy Floss. But again, there is DMC conversion. And I changed her outside border to a dark variegated espresso color. And then I've used different flosses for I'm just using out of my stash. That's what I thought would be fun to do with this. And so this is Mini Bouquet Stitch Along by Jeanette Douglas. And all of the information is going to be listed down below on my Facebook or Instagram page, or go to her website and her Instagram and all that, and you can find it there too. But it's free. This is a free chart. Okay, next one is another free chart that I have that I cannot believe that this chart is free, you guys. I cannot get over that this chart is free. First of all, it's large. And second of all, there's a ton of detail in it. And third of all, it's fantastic. And I love it. It's the second. I love everything that I'm stitching, but I have one favorite, and that's Spring in the City. If you've been around here for a year, it is my ultimate favorite chart that I am stitching. I love my other ones, but I adore that one. This is the other one that I am just over the moon to chart. I've waited months and months and months to start this year. And it is Jardin Privé, I think is how you say her name. I speak poor English, so I can't even try other languages. But I have divided this up again into sections. I believe this one will be done, though, in five months, if I'm not mistaken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months. I didn't divide it up. She has it divided up. It used to be a stitch along like in 2013 or something, like 2016. And so I just used hers. And so this would have been the first month of the stitch along. I'm using it for January. And basically what it says is, the way to happiness: keep your heart free from hate, your mind from worry, live simply, expect little, give much, scatter sunshine, forget self, think of others. And I can't wait to get this on my wall. I want to smack it in the forehead of a whole bunch of people that I know, because as a society, we really kind of need to do this. And I think it's beautiful. And of course it's got sheep, so that I had to do that. But I just think it is an absolute stunning chart. Again, it is free. I will have the information linked down below. I'm doing this on a to die for fabric. To die for fabric and more on Etsy's, whatever I don't know what she uses for her base. This color wave though is called Sepia. And I just think the colors just go really well on it. And I'm just absolutely tickled with this chart, and I can't wait. I can't wait to see it hanging on my wall. And I didn't do a single French knot. But anyways, excuse me. Like I said, it's a free chart, and I think I'm even using the call for colors. Yeah, I'm using this call for colors. So check that one out. All right, next one is not a free chart, but it is Crochet Go-Go. I'm getting better. I wonder how badly we're slaughtering half these people's shop names. I don't speak anything. I barely speak English, all right? But this one is called Keep Calm and Stitch On, and this is the January section that I have done. It looks like this. And I'm not doing this top part that says keep calm and stitch on. I don't like the saying. I know what it's for. I think this is like her nod to the pandemic, but I don't like the saying, and I didn't feel like recharting it. So I'm just gonna do I just cut the top off. Essentially is how it worked. I got the border started. It needs to be fully finished, but I'm not really worried about that. But I've got it blocked out. This is what I did for January. I added French knots and a bow to the center. It's this little block here. This will be February. March and April will probably be this one, because and then so that should be what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7 or 8 months, 9, 10 to 8. If I do this, and it depends on how fast it stitches. This stitched up in a day. Yeah, this was 1 day. So obviously it's not going to be a very big thing, but I'm very excited about it. And I mean, it's got mouse potato designs. Hello. Yeah, I had to, but I love her designs. She's also the designer for Spring in the City. And of course I just keep going on and on about it. It's my favorite. But I just thought this was adorable, and I am using all of the call for colors, except for I probably will be changing the color of the mice because I don't want them to be white. I'm not going to change them too much, but I just want them to be a different color. So that is Crochet Go-Go's, I was going to say Spring in the City, Keep Calm and Cross Stitch. And you can find that on her Etsy. All the information will be down below. All right. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more. We got this. Okay. The next one I am doing is the Bluebird by the Bluebird Needleworks. And I have had my eyeball on this one since I started cross stitching. Essentially, I'm not really into stitching birds. I'm not a bird person. I don't know why. It just isn't my thing. But I saw this and I had to stitch it because of one single box made me buy this. It's this upside down bird that is in the box that says Laugh Lots. And I love that whole idea of it. I think that is an attention to detail that made me buy the chart, because that shows that designer is thinking about it. You know what I mean? Like, they're not just trying to whip out stuff. This chart meant something to her, and she wanted it to say something, you know? At least that's the way I interpret it. But it says, live simply, dream big, be grateful, give love, and laugh lots. And if you haven't learned by now, I am huge into words. I don't like stitching them particularly, but I'm huge into words. I think words have amazing power. You can build somebody up or you can destroy them with words. You can make your day better with words, or you can ruin it with words. And I think words are probably the most powerful weapon in the world. And I just love words. Anyways, this is the January section that I have done, which would be this corner. Scoot you over here a little bit. I'm doing good. I think I'm in focus and I'm still recording because That would suck. But this turned out huge. I don't know what I was thinking. I mean, it says 215 by 215, so my brain should have clicked in. That's going to be large. And it didn't. And I'm stitching this thing thinking, oh my gosh, this thing is large. And I love it. It's on 18 count Zagwerts. Somebody correct me. Somebody will. Oh my God, woman, you're killing it. Dirty Ada, I think is what this is called. Dirty Ada. And so using the call for colors of DMC and another, I think Russian. I think this is Russian. I'm not positive. All I know is the Russian designers and the Italian designers, y'all rock. They're my favorite. Anyways, I just love how it turned out. I think it's really pretty, and I think it's going to look great on the wall, and it makes me laugh every time I see the bird that's stitched upside down. It was really hard not to start on that bird, but I figured that's like my reward at the end of getting this stitched, and this was a day's worth of stitching. So it's going to stitch up fast. All right. Next one I have is my last new start for 2022. And boy, am I pissy at this chart. I don't know what to say. I'm trying not to be negative about something, but it's really griping my ass. She has these pictures on her Etsy. When I bought this chart, I bought it because of these pictures on her Etsy chart. And they are showing, most of them show this chart stitched on a blue fabric, okay? And ignore my printing, it's not great. But if you go to the website, her Etsy, you will see that it is stitched on a blue fabric. I thought that meant that the colors that she charted in the chart were the chart colors that were used on this. It is not. I have ripped this thing out so many times. I've tried her DMC conversion. I've had to wander the fancy flosses. I finally broke down, bought the fancy flosses. They don't go with, some of them do, but some of them are just, no, they don't match what is on here. And so it's been, there's a lot of cussing that has gone on with this. The chart is beautiful. I am doing another one of their charts that is wonderful. And I'm so frustrated and disappointed in it because I bought this chart because it showed it in blue and it's not charted for blue. So for fair warning on it, but it is beautiful. And so, but it's like, hold on, let me grab something. So, like, I'm using Weeks Dye Works blush, bashful for this. I know it doesn't show it in the pictures, but I've showed on Instagram an actual photograph versus this fabric. It's relatively close to the same colors, but this is the color that she had for just the blossoms. It's not even, I mean, that's not what these colors are. It just, all right, I'm going to stop there. I'm just not going to gripe about it. I got it fixed. It's taken me 2 months to get the flosses fixed because I'm brand new and I don't know all of the things that are out there, but I got it fixed to my liking and now I love it. But it's been a little frustrating because these colors, I mean, what is this? It's like peach. Even cherry blossoms aren't peach. I have cherry trees. So anyways, I've got the colors changed up. I will list all of the changes that I made to it. And maybe it's just because I'm too stupid to figure this out. And I mean, she has the fabrics listed that she used for the variations, but the flosses are not. So, okay. Okay. Can you tell? I'm really, really frustrated with it. I'm disappointed. It's been just a stressful stitch. But I think it's beautiful, and I think I've got it figured out. Some of these are the called for fancy flosses, so that some of them do go really, really well with it. Others are, most of them are not, though. But this is the section I want to do for January. Again, I have all of this broke out. This is 18 count Ada that I hand dyed myself using denim, Rit dyed denim. And check out my Instagram and my Facebook. You'll see that the colors, this is on a linen, so of course they're not going to dye exactly the same. But I think I got pretty close. At least all you guys said that I got pretty close in the colors. So I'm tickled with how it looks now. I'm really, really happy with it. And so next month should stitch up much faster than this one did this month. And then, of course, I screwed it up and had to frog something out. I had to frog all these letters out because I apparently can't count to 10. And it's just, you ever had one that you just said, I should have put that back? But so this is Like a Cherry Blossom from Stitching Through the Years on Etsy. And again, her information will be down below. And like I said, it's just, what is that? That's not what she got. Anyways, all right, great. Whee! Come back here. Okay. 3 more. You still with me? 3 more. We got this. Okay. So now the last 3 are whips that I'm working on. These are the only 3 whips that I started in 2021 that I didn't finish in 2021 and that I'm carrying on and I will finish in 2022 because again, I broke them down to stitch by the month. And so as long as I can keep up, I will be able to do it. And I love this, how this one has turned out. This one had a lot of frogging on it because when I started this, I was brand new to cross stitch. And I thought, well, I can do that. I've stitched for 4 days. I'm a pro. Oh my gosh. And then I made mistakes and I picked the wrong colors and the whole ball of wax. And so then I was like, oh, you're going on the wall. And I put it away. So then I had to come back to restart it. And I had, of course, rip out everything that I had done wrong because it's not wrong. I use the call for colors. All of these are the call for colors except for the color of the flowers. That light color. It called for ecru. The problem is I stupidly picked the fabric that's dyed the same color as ecru and then proceeded to stitch all of the light stuff in ecru. With my brain going, something's wrong here. Oh, just keep stitching. No, it had to come out. Now, I do notice that on her sample, you can't see her flowers either. They're so light. Oops, you can't see the chart at all. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted them to show up. So I yanked out all the ecru and I changed it to a combination that I'm using with DMC. I don't remember the numbers, but it'll be written down. And then I decided to do all of the insides of these flowers as French knots. And I don't know if it'll let me come a little closer, but yeah, it's all French knots. Every single one of these is French knots. I had the best time stitching those in French knots. I love doing French knots. They're relaxing to me. I know people stress out about them, but I think the number one problem that I hear about people with their French knots, first of all, you're looking too close at your work if you're worried about how neat your French knots are. It's a knot. If you can tie your shoes, you can do a French knot. It's a knot. My best advice for doing perfect French knots is to tie your French knot, step back 3 feet and see if it matters. If you can't tell if it's a good or bad knot at 3 feet, nobody else will either. So let it go. But it really is just a knot. And if you can't stitch a French knot in hand, it will be a mess. You need to have 3 hands to do a French knot. And I call my scroll frame a 3rd hand. It needs to be taut because you need to work with 2 hands to make the knot. And you need to be able to hang onto your tail when you push your needle back through it and you pull so that everything stays nice and tight. If you're a hand stitcher, you're going to have to hoop it. That's all there is to it if you want a nice one. But my best advice for doing nice French knots is stop saying you can't do a French knot. Oh, my French knots are terrible. You know what? No, they're probably not. It's a knot. They look like a little dot at 1 foot. Nobody's going to go, oh my God, that's terrible. Nobody knows. Nobody cares. So give yourself a break. Stop being negative. Stop saying I can't or I'm terrible at it. Do you not tie your shoes either? I mean, it's that simple. Give yourself a break. The more you say you can't do French knots, the more you will hate them, the more you won't be able to do them. Not because you can't do them, but because you will choose not to. They are a great textural if you like texture, and I'm obviously a huge texture person. They add an easy, quick, you don't have to change your needle out, you don't have to do anything special, throw a knot in there and keep on stitching. And so I changed all of these to French knots. This flower center is French knots. These flower centers are French knots. I have a little bit of French knotting in here, and then these flower centers are French knots. And I think it turned out great. And I think from a distance, you can't tell any of the screw ups I had in my French knots because trust me, there's a lot. But like I said, stitch your knots, step back 3 feet. If you can still see them that bad at 3 foot, okay, now you can claim it as a bad French knot. But give yourself a break. They're a lot of fun to do, and you're really missing out if you've made up your mind, I can't do them. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. But so this is what I have charted. I don't know when I will have this done, but it shouldn't take me too long. I had to these two weren't started. This is where I started. I had this border done and most of these. So this is all new. That I stitched in 3 days, I think 3 days with redoing the border and doing those two. And I still have to do this house, and I kicked it down the road to February. Yeah, that's because February is this, March, April, May, June. So I should be done, midsummer. But I figured this is going to be really a quick stitch, and so I'll throw the house in there. It's cut off here because that's how I printed it. So like there's going to be center pieces that go into the next. Anyways, you get it. But these are sections, and this is always flowers through and stitching through the years. Same people that did that last chart, and I don't know. But this is I started this in 2021, and I will be finishing it and framing it this year. It's my goal. It's my mission. All right, so. 2 more. Still with me? 2 more. We got this. This would have gone faster if I had taken my magnets off first. Okay. This one, oh my God, this is a train wreck. I don't know why I'm doing this in this order, but I should have done this one last because it's hilarious, you guys. Okay. So this is, I don't know how to pronounce her name, but Stitching and Quilt. I'll put the name of the designer here. And I believe she's Italian. And it's so cute. This is another one I started right away when I was brand spanking new, thinking I'm awesome. I can do this. And it literally kicked my ass from the minute I started it. And in fairness, I think a lot of it, there's some chart mistakes and I didn't catch them until too late. Not chart mistakes, but like weird charting. Like, why did you do that? And it's not, it disrupts the flow for no reason. And so being brand new, I was not being that careful. So I figured out how to fix my problems. And this is my Where's Waldo? Because there's a lot of mistakes. And I posted about this on my Instagram, and everybody's like, I don't see any mistake. Yes, you do. You just don't realize it because I'm hoping I distracted. But when I started this year, I had the house stitch. I had to fill the house, and then I needed to do this plant here. Okay. So this is what it looks like. This is what I've got done so far. And here's where it went terribly, terribly wrong. What happened is that almost a year ago, I started this and I stitched it. Well, then when I came back to it this month, I started stitching it again. The problem is I was stitching it wrong last year. And when I came back to it this year, I'm stitching it correctly. Well, that made it really wrong, and I'm not yanking this stuff out. So I decided to make it my Where's Waldo and make it funny and just laugh at it and have fun with it because that's what we're supposed to do, and make it a challenge to see how many mistakes you can see. And I'm gonna give you the cheat sheet on this, so I'm gonna let you look and you tell me what ones you see. You won't hurt my feelings because I know there's a train wreck in here. So anyways, I added this, there's French knots and that kind of stuff. We already know that. But I added the quotes to kind of distract from the mistakes. But where the first mistake started and then it snowballed from there was this center piece of the border here. She has it stitched bigger than all the rest of them. I didn't know that until I had stitched all of this, the basket, and started stitching the top of it. And it's one stitch too narrow. And so what happened was it made the basket too big for the space, but it made it too narrow for everything inside. So like my stuff is touching the edges and it's not spaced exactly correctly. And this is not centered because I am missing one row or one column of stitches here because for some, like I said, it's the oddest thing. It is stitched one too large here. So it makes everything off. Well, once I was off there, though, it was snowballed downhill from there. And oh my gosh, it was just hilarious. So I did change some of the colors. And the other hard part about her chart, I'm going to show you a piece of it, okay? Let's do a little piece here. Okay, let's do the roof. See the roof, how it's charted in blue here? That's actually white. The roof, so I got it correct on here, but in the chart, it's the symbol that she used to stitch white is blue. So there's also a blue that's almost exactly that same color. So that went off the rails. Some of this is supposed to be white that ended up blue because her chart symbol is blue for white. And my inexperienced brain said, oh, look, it's blue because all the rest of her stuff is charted the right colors. You know, it's pinks or greens or whatever. And so I had a lot of mistakes with that. And it just, oh my gosh, like I said, it's not her fault. If she wants to chart it that way, she can chart it that way. It's my fault for not paying closer attention. But as a new person, it kicked my butt. So I have a lot of things that were supposed to be white that ended up blue because of the symbol that she used, the color symbol. And then there was just odd counting mistakes on my part. So anyways, I got this one done, moving over, and I'm stitching along here, and I stitched this whole one, and that's where I quit. I got the house outline and stuff, and that's where I quit. Well, I don't know how, but somehow I have an extra stitch here. This one is stitched correct. This one is stitched with extra stitches in it. So there's your next big in-your-face Waldo of mistakes, which means that the entire thing is off. What's really weird, though, is my plants ended up almost where they belonged. So that was weird. But so I had to redo that. And I'm not going to redo it. I'm not yanking any of this out. I put in, okay, so in this one I wrote, enjoy life, stitch one stitch at a time. That's the quote I put in this one. This one I put in, count twice, stitch once, because I just thought it was funny. So we'll see what train wreck I make out of the next one to add a quote to that one. But that's my plan. The other thing that I changed is she has these little crosses for smoke that's coming out, and I made them into hearts. But you don't need to leave me, but I got a lot of messages. Oh, just enjoy the ride. I hope you can tell. I find this absolutely hilarious, and I'm having a good time stitching it, and I think it's funny, and I'm just looking forward to the next Waldo. February is going to be the mice, and I can't wait to stitch that. I bought the chart because of the mice, Mouse Potato Designs, and it was cross-stitching, and I can't wait to do it. I wished I also had learned that it was okay to change colors when I started cross-stitching, because I would have changed, like, it shows really light in this photo, but this is the call for yellow, and I wouldn't have picked that at all because it's the only ginormous yellow splotch in here, and I wish I hadn't stitched it. I wish I had stopped. I wish this month when I started it again I had not, but you know what? I'm not going back. It's not happening. So I will just try to pull some yellow. I'm kind of thinking that I might change one of these flowers into yellow, maybe something up here into yellow. So there's a little more yellow. I'm not sure why she used yellow in the house considering she didn't use it anywhere else. And white would have worked good too there. But anyways, like I said, this is my Where's Waldo piece, and it's called Stitching and Quilt, and I don't know how to. That's how you. Oh, here, flip it over. That's where I got it. But she has some amazing pieces, and I look forward to stitching other charts. I've just learned that I have to be very careful with her charts. So, excuse me. Okay, last one, you guys. This was the first large chart that I bought. It is last for a reason because it is my favorite. This is my favorite chart that I am stitching. I just love stitching it. It's, to me, this is like, it's like reading a really good book and you can't wait to flip the page to see what comes next. That's the fun of stitching this chart. I enjoy it so much. This one is Spring in the City by Crochet Go-Go. And if you speak Italian or something, somebody should say that out loud in Italian, and so that we all start pronouncing it. She must cringe every single time she hears it. Another really nice designer. She's very lovely, leaves nice comments, and anyways, but this is what I have done so far. I had everything but the upper floor done. I was done up to about here. When I quit working on this last year, I got sidetracked by other projects and stuff, and it made me sad when at the end of the year I didn't have it finished. And it was the only project I was upset about because it was the only one I wanted to finish. And so this will get finished this year. And it takes me a long time to stitch this one because it's 18 count that I dyed myself using denim blue and aquamarine, but it really, really shrunk. And so it's really, really tiny. Plus I'm adding a ton of detail to it. And again, you probably can see all the French knots. If not, I have better pictures on my other social media. But all of the flowers are done in French knots. These are all the called for colors. The only color that I'm changing out is she has a rusty orange for most of the roofing. And I don't know if I'll change it out for everything else, but I don't like it on the floral shop. So I'm going to change it to a darker like gray or something like that. And again, this is going to be, hers is all very beautiful. It's matchy-matchy. I know a lady who is stitching this that she's using all the call for colors. It is beautiful. It is just beautiful. But mine is going to be more eclectic because I want it to be more, not so matchy, just because I want to just stitch it with what hits me more than trying to duplicate what her chart is. And, I love it, but that's the fun thing to me. It's what I saw when I saw the chart. But anyways, all of this is in French knots. I added a little bow there and some bows to the curtains, which I recognize. Why would you have stuff on the outside of your glass? I have yet to find a clear floss that would make it look like windows, but I'm still on the hunt to find something that makes it look kind of glassy. I thought about fishing line. But I'm not sure how that will hold up over time if it'll yellow. So, and all of the clear threads that I have found, they're too fine, and so they don't reflect the light. The only colors that I've really changed, I added a purple to the flowers, so I needed one more contrasting color. She has a lot of pinks in this and not a lot of contrasting colors for those pinks. And so I threw in a purple to go with the blue. And I just thought that added one more color to the palette. The other thing I did is for like the bird's wings and the glass pots. I used a sateen DMC, the S series, so that it's shiny, like it was milk glass kind of idea is my thought. Like I said, I have a whole story in my head that goes with this. There's this whole small town story, and I'm a weirdo like that, but this chart just brings me ultimate joy. And if you like this style of chart, I could not recommend this more for a fun stitch. You don't have to do all the French knot stuff. None of that's called for, of course. But I love it. The only thing I added so far that's my twist is I did add an address sign, if you will, to the door, and it says 2021. And I had a whole bunch of people freak out about that. You're gonna have to rip that out so that it says 2022. No, because I started this in 2021. That's when the floral shop was built. Make sense? So when I finish and get up to the last house, I will put in a house sign that says 2022. And so that's my plans for that. But I love this chart. We have wild bunnies, so that spoke to me. There's no mice in this one, which is kind of sad. It would be perfect if it had mice in it instead of rabbits, because that would just be me. But it speaks to me because I love flowers. I love to garden. We have wild bunnies everywhere, and then there's 2 cats and well, there's 1 cat, I guess it would be 3, but they're different scenes. And so that's my Benny and my Sophie. And I'm going to try to figure out how to chart their colors in here. And it's really hard. I'll have to show a picture. Maybe somebody can help me with that. But you can probably tell, I just love this chart so much. And so February, I will stitch the roof. And then I'm doing the whole section between the gondolas, and I want to start on the gondolas. I'm not sure how far my printout goes. So my goal for February is to make as much progress as I can on the bottom row, so that for March I'm finishing up the bottom row and I can roll my chart. But that's my last. That I have the 3 whips, and I have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 new starts. Well, I'm counting the little sheet Virtue. That's 12 there. So what is it? 6 plus 12. Oh God, I can't add. 18 new starts for the year, and 3 whips that I plan on finishing. And I should, if everything goes to plan, and 90% of these I stitched up in one day. The 3 whips took me 3 days, that took me 3 days each, and the light cherry blossoms took me 3 days, but mostly because I was struggling with colors. It won't take me that long for the next one. So I have plenty of time to play and enjoy and do that kind of stuff. So much so that I even got another small little finish that let me grab it. And as I've said probably a bazillion times in this, if you have questions about anything that I used in these, any information, again, it's all on my Instagram or Facebook, but do leave me a comment if there's something that you're like, I really want to know what that is, or, you have questions or whatever. Leave me a comment. I will gladly answer them. So the last one that I have done for February, I have to fully finish it, but I'm almost there on that, is this free Valentine chart. And it is adorable. I just love it. Like I said, it's a freebie on her website. But she showed this on her Facebook page, and she did hers in a cube. I'm not going to do that, but it's a freebie for Valentine's. She's doing a whole alphabet series. Puntini cross stitch charts. I don't know how to pronounce Paulo. I don't want to slaughter her name. Anyways, this is her freebie for February, and I changed the colors up to be kind of a sage green, because my tiered trays are done in sage greens, lavenders, whites, blacks, grays, that kind of thing. And so I want it to be able to sit out all the time, not just be Valentine-y, and red didn't go with that. So I picked these colors to do the hearts with, and I changed, she has this love right in the middle, and so all I did was charted that in the dark color and moved it over 1 column so that it would not be up against the L. And then I recharted the love at the bottom to be our initials, Dale, Joshua, Felicia, Smith. And so I thought that was really cute, and I love that. And then I'm getting the hearts. There's a set of 5 hearts stitched, and this is the first thing I've ever stitched in hand. I will never do it again. It sucks. I cannot stitch in hand. It hurts my hands so bad. I was crying. It took me about 2 hours to stitch this. I've been working for days on these stupid little hearts. I will never hand stitch anything ever again. But my plan for this is, I have a little clipboard thing. I like, this is kind of the background. You can this is kind of the color scheme for my everyday stuff. And so I want to finish it somehow on this. And then I'm stitching up these separate because what I want to do is I'm doing them on little covered buttons that I want to put throughout the display. One of them's going to go in the center of a big bow that's probably going to go on top. And then the other ones, I'm not sure how I'm going to decorate them, but I think they're going to go just spread out in my little tiered trays. But I have 2 completed and I have 2 more to do. Well, 3 more to do. And so that is the free chart for February. That also wraps up my January stitching for 2022 and my plans. Gosh, are you guys still here? This is going to be super duper long. All right, let me switch the camera view and we'll do a sayonara. And I don't know why my face is so bright red. Probably because it's like hot, cold. Did I mention hot, cold? Anyways, that's it, you guys. That is, that took a lot longer than I thought, except for I have one more thing to show. Because I got all of my stitching done for January, and I was a good girl because I got all my stitching done for January. I got a goodie. I bought myself. Wait, I got to look over here to make sure I get it in the thing. A new pair of scissors. I don't want them to fall. Aren't they pretty? Oh my gosh, you guys. It's my first pair of the copper color. And, oh, I gotta show you something. I do have one thing I could show you. This is my temporary holding vessel thing. Let's see. Whoop, nope, this way, up. Oh, wait, back up. Okay, there we go. Look at all my pretties. I want to try to find another one of these so I can spread these out a little bit. But I sort of have an obsession. Okay, so that is my reward for getting all my stitching done on time in January. In February, my reward is going to be fabric because I found a new to me place to order fabric from, and I've never had any fabric flare before, and I kind of want to try it. Okay, I just want to own it. And all that. So what have you guys been up to? I'll be honest, haven't been catching up with Flosstube, nothing. Well, I am now, but November, December, nope. You want to know what I did? When I was sick, I just laid on the couch and I just watched these Japanese and Korean food shows, and I'm literally obsessed. I don't speak any of the language, so I have no freaking clue unless there's, the words at the bottom, closed captioning. But it's just fascinating. And they put mayonnaise, Koreans put mayonnaise on everything. Now, I hope that's not a stereotype because I don't know. Just whatever I see, they put mayonnaise on everything. So anyways, that's it for me. If you guys are looking for me on social media, Mouse Potato Designs is me. If it says Mouse Potato Designs, it's me. If it's not, they stole it because it's me. I also have Living Whole Food Plant-Based. Everywhere is pretty much me. If it's not, they stole it because that's the way it goes, right? You can find all that information down below. If you have questions, comments, concerns, that kind of stuff. Actually, I don't want to hear your concerns. It's all right. Kidding. Anybody else watch videos about making wreaths? Yeah, I'm obsessed with those too. I have no intentions of doing it, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to go. You guys have a wonderful day. I will see you at least at the end of February. If not, I'll see you somewhere on the web. Talk to you later, guys. Have a great one. Bye.